As you probably already know, Tal Rasha is the absolute king of solo XP farming in Season 28, even if you play the regular version with the convention of elements and the halo of Karini. However, as you gain paragons and become a lot tankier, at some point you'll eventually have the option to switch to a focus and restraint setup to deal damage much more consistently. This naturally means that you can farm a few tiers higher given you play the cards right and manage to survive, as losing the 80% toughness from Karini is huge and the build needs to be slightly altered to compensate for that, even if you have several thousands of paragons. I make a comparison to the standard variation. If you aren't familiar with that, you can check my earlier video where I discuss it. Gear-wise, the only real difference is the use of different jewelry. You should also try to fit in at least one resource cost reduction roll, preferably on shoulders, to make the runs a lot smoother, as you otherwise might find yourself running out of arcane power here and there. But the real difference is our skill choice, as we no longer have a use for storm armor and we somehow need to make up for the toughness loss. One of the best tools wizards have to boost toughness significantly is to use energy armor with the force armor rune. It will save you from one-shots and synergizes extremely well with the galvanizing ward passive. As long as you don't take too many hits in a short time, you can easily get clears without even dropping your skirt's buff. Force armor will, however, cut down on our maximum arcane power, while we can no longer fit in an ability that would help with our resource management, since we need room for a signature skill to proc the other half of the focus and restraint set, and also the lightning element of our Tal Rasha set. Electrocute with the Surge of Power rune will more or less solve all of these issues. You just need to make sure to actually hit something with it every 5 seconds and the build should function smoothly. And this is the main gameplay difference as well, as it is no longer enough to just drop meteors left and right, you also need to make sure to press your signature skill every now and then, especially when you see an elite. It is also important to try and keep your distance from enemies as much as you can and rely on the freeze effect of your meteors to CC enemies. With a bit of practice you won't have any issue with surviving, given you are high enough paragon. And yes, probably the most important question is how much paragons you need for this. I would say that around 2.5k is where it might be a good idea to try and see if you can achieve smooth rounds, but probably 3k plus is where it clearly starts to outperform the regular version. And with this I will wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so then consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. See you next time.
Dug up some new things for you to take a look at. What is your deepest wish?
To serve my order valorously.
Oh,
You sound disappointed.
My wish is to be incredibly wealthy and surrounded by beautiful women. Yours is simply lacking by comparison.